Hey, this is Russ from Good Riddance. You're watching Liga No Mos.
You did your best to escape my troubles. What happens to me? What happens to you? What did I say was this?
E aí pessoal, hoje mais um Se Liga No Mos. Hoje a gente vai conversar aí com o Good Riddance. Depois de 20 anos de carreira, 7 álbuns de estúdio, a gente vai bater um papo aí com o Russ Rankin, beleza? Certo, Russ?
How are you?
Beleza. Bom, a banda foi formada em 86. E vocês gravaram Forgotten Country depois de quase 10 anos. Como que a banda se manteve durante esse período aí? Se vocês tocaram no circuito de clubes, como que foi?
Well, we started playing this lineup around 1992, 93, and we played songs that Luke and I, our guitar player, had written a few years before, maybe 1990. And so we had songs that we already had, and then we had Chuck, our bass player, came in 93, and our original drummer, and we had interest from Fat Records, and so we made a demo. We made a demo tape because Mike wanted to hear our new songs, and we gave him the demo tape, and he liked it. He liked all the songs, and said, "Why don't we do a whole album?" So about 75% of Forgotten Country we wrote within like 2 years. The rest of it was songs that have been hanging around for maybe 4 years.
Uma banda que pouca gente conhece, do Creep Division, que vocês gravaram o primeiro disco em 2000. Como que foi montar o Creep Division e trocar os instrumentos? Porque o Chuck toca guitarra, você toca baixo.
Oh, it started out in Australia. We were on tour with Sick of It All, and in Australia, you play a show and then you fly to the next city. You fly to the next city. So we're all on the airplanes every day together, us and Sick of It All.
Let's celebrate that we don't give a fuck. Let's celebrate that we don't care.
Chuck and Craig became friends, and then we were talking on one flight about how great it would be to make the worst hardcore band in the world, like a just crappy band, like with horrible sounding equipment, like if you went to like a squat show in 1984, we'd be like the 6th band on an 8-band bill, like us wanted to sound like that. And we were like, yeah, we kept like talking about it. And then that day at soundcheck, Chuck got on the drums. Trevor, who was Sick of It All's guitar tech at that time, was playing guitar. I played bass, and Craig wanted to sing. And that's how it started, a joke on the airplane. And then we played a couple of shows. We were the opening band in a couple shows. And then we got a real drummer, and Chuck decided to play guitar. And then we started to record our first album. We actually want to play shows again, but it's just difficult because everybody's schedule, and Craig lives in New York and we live in California.
Sometimes feels like don't want you around. Stand up when they try to knock you down. You got your news, and I got mine.
No hardcore americano, qual a sua maior influência? É o hardcore da Califórnia, é o hardcore de Nova York? O que te fez montar a banda e gostar e participar do punk rock e do hardcore?
Probably Bad Religion was the first band that made me want to write lyrics, because I thought it was powerful that music could be used for more than entertainment. Like people could express an idea and connect with somebody else just through music. I thought that was powerful, and so that's the first time I thought I want to do that. And then growing up in California, our influences, we're old, so our influences were like TSOL, Adolescence, Black Flag. Closer to where we live in Northern California, bands like The Dills, Flipper, The Avengers, Dead Kennedys, bands like that. But then we also were influenced a lot by bands from other places. New York, the Cro-Mags, Articles of Faith from Chicago, De Kreutzen from Milwaukee, the Big Boys from Austin, Texas. Mostly California. Like I grew up listening to the Adolescents and Black Flag and TSOL.
Fora do cenário americano que você gosta, que foi influenciado, hardcore europeu, como hardcore da Finlândia, Tervet Cadete, Ratus, o punk rock na essência mesmo, como o velho Clash, Buzzcocks, entre outras, isso daí também te influenciou? Ou você pegou mais a veia mesmo da Califórnia, dos Estados Unidos?
Well, we're definitely more influenced by the California bands, but we are influenced by bands from the UK. Like our bass player Chuck, his favorite band in the world is GBH.
GBH.
I love the Sex Pistols, the Clash, Sham 69, Cockspar, all these bands. But for us, being that we were from California, and when we were young, we didn't travel, we were just little kids skateboarding around, and so for us, the biggest influence was California. And so, again, Black Flag, Adolescence, TSOL, Bad Religion.
Businessman is mad to play and controls the world each day. It's blind to indicators of his species or the day. Can't see that I'm just like yours. And I drift on and undiscovered door leading to the gift of hope renewed. Eternity for you.
Você gravou via Munique, né, pro tributo ao Tony Sly. O que significou a morte do Tony Sly? E qual que era a relação sua com ele? Como que foi até esse convite para você participar do tributo?
Tony was a good friend of mine for a long time. Our band, like No Use for Name, let us play some shows with them probably right around the same time we were on Fat Records, so 1994. No Use for Name played some shows in California and they asked us to come and play. And then shortly after that, they took us to Europe, our first time. And so I've known Tony since 1993. I've been friends with Tony. And so I always thought he was one of my favorite songwriters. I thought he was very talented.
Yes.
And also just a really good guy, like a good friend. And so he was a big influence on me as a songwriter. He was a big help to our band, and we always had a lot of fun when we played with their band.
Love is the day you run with love, you turn on me back. The exit is in somewhere in my eyes. Promise I pay. We're back to the start.
He also took my band Only Crime, my other band, on tour as well.
Like where I've been before. Kept out of sight, but not out of life. Still slept aside and shackled by these penalties and rights.
A couple of years ago, 2010, we went in Canada and did a solo tour. So I just played my own songs and Tony as well. And so that was awesome. It was just me and Tony and one roadie in a car in Canada. And so it's a tremendous loss for music to lose Tony, because I think he was a good friend and he was a great person. Anyone who knew him, he was quiet, he's compassionate, he would do anything for you, and he was a good father. And I also think he was a really talented songwriter, so it's sad.
But I sing your song wherever I go. You're along, not actually, but in my mind, which is another day.
Pra gente finalizar, pô, eu queria que você falasse um pouquinho da cena aqui do Brasil. Quais bandas você conhece? Que tipo, se você gosta de alguma banda brasileira?
I only know two. Ratos de Poreo
Yeah.
and Ojo Seco.
Aí, legal, bacana pra caramba. São as bandas mais influentes aqui, com certeza. Você pode... E tem o Cólera também, que, pô, provavelmente você vai conhecer, que é bem bacana. Thanks.
Thank you.
Valeu, Russ.
Thanks.